Title: 5:08 p.m. Written by Katsufilia. Bakugou overhears all class gossip, and while nobody thinks he does, he never misses a word. He's got sharp ears and keen eyes, and he never misses anything. Which is why he reduced to a glum guy with wounded pride when he overhears the girls gossiping about how Bakugou and YN doesn't seem like they last. He figures it's true. Deep down, he realizes his prickly and harsh nature could never mesh well with your gentle and sweet one, but the words sting no less. The truth is, Bakugou Katsuki has fallen hopelessly in love, and he wants to roll his eyes at himself, but he can't. He can't when it's you. He can't bring himself to do anything but soften his exterior as much as he can so you can see he's trying. He's trying, and maybe it's not perfect, but it's all he's got. He lets you grab his hand and steal his snack and mess around with his gauntlet and ruffle his hair, and he hopes it's enough. But he knows deep down, it's not. So when you sit next to him in the courtyard, plopping down quietly beside him as he looks ahead refusing to meet your eyes, he's not expecting your hand to lay on his. "Hey, Katsuki," you whisper gently, and he can tell from your tone you know something's up. He grumbles incoherently in acknowledge, shoulder tensing as you get closer. "What's on your mind?" He's silent for a moment, and even if he wanted to, Bakugou doesn't even know how to tell you. Don't say nothing. Bakugou's hand grips the fabric of his jeans tightly, and he's trembling just the slightest bit. But the way your hand suits over his arm in delicate circles grounds him just the tiniest bit. "It's none of your business," he mutters. You raise your eyebrow unimpressed. "Try again, babe." And maybe it's the way your palm is warm through the fabric of his blazer, or the way your voice is still gentle even when reprimanding, or the way you just seem to know. But he practically pours himself out to you, because he needs you to hear and he needs you to know. Bakugou's trying. "Those dumb girls can mind their business. They don't think we'll last, as if it's their business," he rants, and his voice is slightly tight. He'll never admit it to you and you'll never mention it, but you can both hear it. "Who asked, anyway?" Nodding slowly, you lean your head on his shoulder, hand grasping his as you fiddle with his finger. His cheeks find its way to the top of your head and you both sit like that for a bit. You playing with his fingers and Bakugou peeking glances at you over his shoulder. "Do you think we'll last?" "Huh? Do you think they're right? That we won't last?" He wants to say yes, wants to admit that nobody would want to last with someone as rough and tough as him, that his words are just as abrasive as his actions, and you shouldn't tolerate it. But Bakugou needs more than anything for you to stick with him. He needs the little cheek kisses goodnight. He needs the arm hugs while you walk together. He needs a tiny nose boop when he's frowning. And he needs you. "I don't know," he mumbles. "I guess you shouldn't really want us to, huh?" And he cringes a little when your head shoots up. "What's that mean?" He simply shrugs and mumbles, "I don't know," as he looks off to the side, but your hands grab his jaw and gently forces him to look you in the eyes. And his eyes are swimming with doubt, with anger, but mostly a sense of defeat. And that's unlike Bakugou. He never admits defeat, and it's the only thing about him you love most. "Katsuki, don't give me that," you say gently, and a soft kiss to his nose makes him grip your waist tightly. "What do you mean? Why wouldn't I want us to last? It just makes sense." "And why's that?" And the dam breaks when he opens his mouth, eyes angry and slightly wet. But you don't mention it, as he pours his heart out to you. "Because you shouldn't want to last with someone like me. We both know that. I am not cut out to be the way a boyfriend is. I don't act like the way they should. Go find someone who does," he mutters at the end, and you frown, watching as he fights the tremble of his lips. He waits for the blow. For the moment you admit he's right and walk off and inevitably rip his heart out and take it with you. But it never comes. "Hey," you wrap your arms around him, pulling him into your chest. And on any other day, he'd pull away instantly, grumbling about how someone might see. But today he needs to be close. He needs to hear your heart beat against his ear. "That's not true, Katsuki. You're a bit different, but I don't mind. I know you love me," you whisper, threading your fingers through his hair. I'm not done, okay?" You poke his forehead and he swats your hand away. "Like you said, it's not their business, so they don't know everything. You do a great job, you know. You just make your own rules of how to do things." You snort. "That's okay though. It's still plenty enough for me." "You sure?" His voice is gruff, but it's still hesitant. Your hand glides down to grab his hand, placing your fingers together as you peck his forehead. Of course. You look out for me. Always make sure I'm safe. Always try to notice how I can improve. Always take the short end of the stick for me. Who cares if you don't bring me roses or something? Do you love me? Well, yeah, he grumbles, answer immediate. Do you want us to last? And his voice is a bit smaller than this time when he admits a small yes. Good, I feel the same. And that's it for that matter, don't you think? It's our business and we seem to be on the same page. Almost instantly, his chest lightens at your words and he registers the small circles you rub into his knuckles and the gentle scratches at his scalp. And he thinks he's found the same place that he's made his own. Somewhere, he is himself, and it's enough, and it's cherished. And he realizes that maybe that's what love is. Not the stupid roses or the boxes of chocolates the damn girls are always telling he needs to bring. Yeah, whatever, he mutters, but his hand squeezes yours. You should have gone up to your room, Damas. Don't think I didn't see hit your leg during a training. He chides. His voice is still gentle, and you smile at the way he's backed himself already. Sorry, I'll be more careful. You promise. He mumbles a quiet good before he sits up, pulling you into him as he kisses the top of your head. And the way you lean your cheek against him with a smile, rubbing his chest softly, makes him think maybe you will last, because he's not letting you go anytime soon.